This is really cool.
Very good.
Dress shop from Bridgerton.
It's ridiculous.
So we have no bus home.
Castle is amazing.
A couple tips.
Welcome to Bath, England.
Good morning. We're still waking up. Our family's been roaming London for 1 week, and now it's time to say farewell until we return at the end of our adventure. Next up in our nearly 3 weeks in England, a day trip to Windsor by train, then Bath for a few days before heading to the Cotswolds and a few other English towns. After a quick jaunt via underground to our favorite train station, Paddington, some of us are fans of the movie, we're grabbing breakfast to fuel up for a day of trains. From Paddington, we'll take the train into Slough, then to Windsor, but it will be well worth it to lay our eyes on a castle that's been on our bucket list. Did you say you want for breakfast?
A little bit of flour.
You know what that is? Garlic?
It goes in these.
Olives and garlic? Are you on the Mediterranean diet?
I just have garlic.
We settled on other antioxidants more fitting for tight quarters. Organic fruit and of course pastries from Pret a Manger, a London staple that we learned has quick, delish to-go items. Scott was in charge of our transportation. He booked our tickets for this part of the journey and later to and from York through the National Rail website. I will note that if planning multiple train journeys, it may be worth it to look into the Brit Rail Pass, which offers various passes for a flat fee to provide unlimited travel across the UK. If planning a trip through England, it's worth looking into. It wasn't worth it for our travels, so we purchased these a la carte. And after a quick hour-long journey with just one shuffle in Slough, we made it to Windsor. But first, we needed to store our luggage. Thanks to an app called Bounce, we found a local facility who could safely hold our luggage. Upon our arrival, we realized that there is much more to Windsor than its icon. It's a charming yet bustling town. If you're planning a trip here, I recommend building in time to explore beyond the castle. And speaking of, now it was time to show our princess a real residence of royalty and view Windsor Castle, the oldest and largest occupied castle in the world, which was founded by William the Conqueror in the 11th century and has been a home of 40 monarchs.
This is a dreamy little town of Windsor, and the castle is amazing.
This is incredible.
This is really incredible.
It's like, what is in front of my eyes right now? I can't even process it. It's like you hop off the train, and it's like, boom, there's a castle in front of you.
People get to live here? What?
Oh my gosh, your coworker lives here, right?
I have a coworker that lives here, yeah.
She said she runs by the castle.
Every day. It's part of her running trail. Amazing.
I'm not even emotionally prepared for this. Originally constructed for strategic and defensive purposes, Windsor Castle has served as a royal residence for over 900 years, including Henry VIII, Queen Elizabeth I, Queen Victoria, and many others. Its striking architecture blends Gothic, Romanesque, and Victorian styles, and guests visit from far and wide for its state apartments, St. George's Chapel, stunning surrounding gardens, and beyond. Unfortunately, we were not allowed to film or snap photos inside, so this portion of our vlog is slightly abbreviated. We just visited the staterooms. Millie, you listened to everything. What did you think?
It was good. It's for me.
Ollie, what'd you think?
That's so cool.
What'd you think, Scott?
I love it. It's so much fun. So
Yeah.
much history. It's amazing.
Windsor is still a working palace, and the changing of the guard takes place on certain days of the week and has been since 1660. Check the website for this information. It's quite a display of British pageantry, and I highly recommend. These kids are really into their audio tours. It is really neat because they have a kid-friendly one, so it's a little bit more age-appropriate, and they're still learning. Windsor was truly an educational and memorable experience. Note that it is included in the London Pass, but may offer limited hours, so check the site. And if you're curious what the London Pass is, don't forget to check out our 3 London vlogs and Lessons from London video. And while you're at it, like and subscribe to be notified when our next England videos go live. We appreciate it more than you know. What'd you guys get? Are you a queen now?
And I got
Queen Millie! I can't wait to see that on your noggin.
golden and queen. I'm gonna be queen.
Did you guys like Windsor Castle?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Loved it.
Same.
Loved it. Good blend of some history and just seeing things, and it was not too crowded. Which was kind of nice, but it was just amazing.
Loved it. I think that was my favorite thing that we've done so far. It was
Oh, look, it's mini goat.
absolutely
Mini goat.
beautiful. The,
Mini
what?
goat.
It's the mini guard. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. There's a little boy on a scooter in a guard costume. It was absolutely spectacular. Now we're gonna go get a bite to eat and explore this little town, which is absolutely adorable, and then head to Bath.
I did not take the queen's crown. I promise.
Are you sure?
Yes, look.
Oh, phew. Ollie, can we see your cat on you? Oliver, that's awesome. That's a look right there. That's so cool. Good balancing. Next up, Windsor to Slough, Slough to Reading, Reading to Bath. Here we go.
So we have to look for the Coach J.
We just arrived at the Reading train station. We had a little bit of a shuffle. We had, what, 2 transfers?
Yes.
So a couple tips just based on our experience. Travel light. So like in America, there's lifts, there's elevators everywhere, but there's not always elevators readily available. And then the last 2, there were no escalators, at least that we saw. So we were going up and down multiple sets of stairs with the carry-ons and our personal items, and Oliver's responsible for his suitcase. So we had 3 bags each, and Oliver was trying to lift it up the stairs. I felt so bad. This sweet lady was like, let me help you. So it's just a lot. It's a lot of a shuffle, and then, you know, sometimes your transfers only allow a few minutes in between. It's a little bit of a rush, so plan accordingly. The train ride through the English countryside was one of the highlights. During the summer, the hills are abundant and the colors are vibrant, nothing like we have here in Florida. We found the free Wi-Fi unreliable, which, no complaints, more time to stare out the window, and the family setup with a table a must. We were able to pre-select these on longer journeys. One tip for families on longer train rides, bring your own snacks and, use the restroom beforehand. What are your top tips for navigating transportation with kids? Drop them in the comments below. We'd love to hear.
Hey, Oliver, you have to pull your...
We're gonna go walk around.
Where do you guys want to go to the left?
Finally, we had arrived in Bath, Somerset, a town 97 miles west of London and 11 miles southeast of Bristol. Our plan was to drop our luggage, get settled in our Airbnb, and then head back out to explore and eat dinner. As a travel advisor, I can book resorts and in some locations, vacation homes for clients. But in our case, we landed on an Airbnb because we needed a washer dryer and multiple rooms. When searching for a place in Europe, I always recommend checking the reviews. Renting from a superhost, you'll see an example of why this is important in our next few vlogs, and looking for a place with air conditioning if traveling during the summer like us. This 2-bedroom, 2-bath in the heart of the city, right across from the town's main attraction, the Roman baths, was just what we were looking for. If you're looking to rent here, shoot us a message at palmsandpalaces@gmail.com and we'll be happy to share the link. We're literally in the city center. It's unbelievable. Wow. What?
She said, look at the eagle.
There were a few things we didn't quite anticipate in Bath, namely the presence of seagulls, especially considering this town is nowhere near the coast. Apparently, seagulls have found themselves a comfortable home in Bath, and its impressive ancient architecture. No wonder it was named a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1987. Its Roman structures showcase the city's roots, and romantic 18th century Georgian buildings are some of the most well-known in all of the country. Elegant Bath is straight from a Jane Austen novel, which makes sense as this was once Jane Austen's home. And of course, the filming location of many Bridgerton episodes, which we'll get to. Tonight, we've made dinner reservations at the Ivy, which has locations throughout the UK. It came highly recommended, so here we are, and now I'm recommending it to you if you have the chance. In fact, if you remember me speaking with a gentleman on the street in our second London vlog, we're actually discussing the Ivy. He overheard me mention that we're dining here and stopped me to say that we were in for a treat. Boy, was he correct. Not only is this restaurant gorgeous, but it's delicious. Yes, we were going to share, but we couldn't all agree, so the kids ordered their own dessert. And if you didn't catch it, Oliver did indeed receive a Wimbledon-themed dome. What a perfect full day full of amazing sights and even some silly giggles. Now it was time to head back and get some rest for another full day tomorrow. Paul.
Shoulder time. There we go. That's it, horsey.
Okay, before we proceed with the next day, I have to take you along on my run. First thing before the family and town was up and Adam. This is something I love to do on our holidays. It allows me to clear my head, get some exercise, and take some of the best snaps of our trip. This run goes down in history as the most amazing route I've ever taken in my life. These views of the Pulteney Bridge and the Bath City Parade Gardens along the River Avon were absolutely unreal.
Good morning. It is 6 a.m. There's not a soul in sight, except the bus that just drove by. But this is the most breathtaking view.
And then the pinnacle of my run. I approached the Royal Crescent, turned the corner, and there it is. An architectural masterpiece punctuated with a hot air balloon. I will never ever forget this moment. I stood there so overwhelmed by its beauty, crying like a baby. Good thing no one was around. But it was so impactful, I had to bring the family back later that day. Good morning! It is Sunday morning and...
It is day 2 in Bath. And day 7 of a hometown trip.
We have a little week and a half, almost 2 weeks left.
So it's our only full day.
I think it's beautiful weather today, so we've got sunshine and cooler temperatures, so it should be beautiful. It'll be fun to see just the city.
Mm-hmm.
Start walking around taking pictures.
Yeah. What are you guys excited for?
The baths.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited to see some Bridgerton sites and go get a cup of coffee. So shall we go?
Let's
I'm
do it.
excited to go eat because I'm very hungry.
Yeah, it's time.
All right, let's do this. We kicked it off at Sally Lunn's Buns, a staple around the corner from our flat, which is the home of the first Bath bun, a light, sweet, and fluffy roll and historic eating house and one of the oldest houses in Bath, dating back to the 17th century. We decided to get one to go, just so we could say that we tried it, and while we waited for its doors to open, yes, a line does form. I took a field trip on my own. While we are waiting for Sally Lunn's to open, which opens at 10, I'm going to take you over to Modiste dress shop from Bridgerton, which is not a dress shop. It is the Abbey Deli, which actually looks really cute, but that is the exterior. I don't think the interior, but the exterior of Modiste dress shop from Bridgerton. So this is a really cute area. And actually, I fact-checked myself and will correct my statement. Both the exterior and interior of this deli were used for Modiste. How cool is that? And if you like these Bridgerton sights, stay tuned for more. Not all of us wanted a Sally Lunn bun, so we headed to a bakery that was on my massive spreadsheet of must-eats, the Cornish Bakery. The pistachio croissants you see here in the window were one of the highlights and a treat that I still dream about. The boys ordered up Cornish pasties, which we read is a staple.
So we got Cornish pasties, which are like traditional, I don't know, are they like...
Meat pie things.
Yeah.
Oliver got their traditional, which is beef and potatoes and onions and such.
Can I see the other side of that? Oh, interesting. It's good? You got?
I got chicken masala. Delicious.
Delicious. There's pistachios on top, like pistachio paste, and then there's pistachios in the middle. It's really good. How's your scone, Mel's?
And before we visited Bath's well-known archaeological attraction, we stopped for a few necessities in the cutest shop.
Hey guys. Oh, that's a very cute corgi.
I found something that I want.
$5.99 pounds.
This is 2-in-1. It's a pencil sharpener and a working caterpillar.
We absolutely need a pencil sharpener.
And now we were about to be transported back to the Roman Britain era and lives of the Aquae Sulis people. The Roman Baths is a site of impressive ruins which were constructed around 70 AD as a natural hot spring bathing complex for healing purposes and socializing spot. It remains one of the best preserved Roman remains in the world. In fact, steaming spring water still flows today. Like other historical sites we had visited, this offered an in-depth audio tour for the kids and activity booklet. The Great Bath was built by the Romans in the 1st century, but not discovered until the 19th century. You can view this original pool, which lies underground, as well as the King's Bath, which was subsequently added in the 12th century, and Queen's Bath from the 16th century. The remaining structures were built in the 18th and 19th century. Below, you're also able to see the Temple of Sulis Minerva, which was built by the Romans, the sacred spring, changing rooms, saunas, and plunge pools. This was surprisingly expansive and intricate in design and detail. Also along our trail, we explored thousands of relics and artifacts from the site itself. Both kids found it fascinating, especially Oliver, who really took an interest in Roman life.
Go, Oliver, go!
There was even hands-on learning and an opportunity to taste the flowing water. What an experience.
What do they?
Ew.
Very mineral.
Next, we went in search of coffee and stumbled upon another watch house, which you may recognize from our first day in London. All right, so we are walking toward the Royal Crescent.
Much different vibe than the downtown city center.
Mm-hmm.
Much chiller vibe.
It's a good day.
Excellent day.
The Royal Crescent is one of Bath's most iconic architectural marvels, renowned for its Georgian design that was completed by architect John Wood the Younger between 1767 and 1774. Its crescent-shaped terrace consists of 30 townhouses, some of which you'll recognize from multiple episodes of Bridgerton. And I think it's safe to say that the kids and Scott were impressed.
I'm a bit blown away. This is quite amazing. It is so huge. This is really cool. It's been here forever.
Oh, it's so cool! Oh yeah, you have to tag me.
Here's a fun fact.
Oh yeah,
You're a Bridgerton
I have
fan?
to tag
The
you.
Featherington house is right over there in the corner.
And there it is. Historical architecture and a television icon. I definitely geeked out to this. Which Bridgerton site would you most like to see in person? Drop it in the comments. Oh, and stay tuned for even more filming locations. It was already a full day, so we grabbed some snacks and the family took a break before our big Sunday roast dinner. But I wasn't stopping because I had my sights set on Primark, which was right around the corner from our Airbnb. I was so excited because during my first shopping adventure, I managed to find some Disney pajamas. Okay, I'll spare you that whole bit. Now let's fast forward to the important part. Our Sunday roast. Now, every Sunday, most restaurants and pubs offer Sunday roast, a traditional British dinner spread consisting of your English comfort foods. We were all for it and decided that on our Sundays there, we would do as the British do.
We're on a double-decker bus going to dinner. This is fun.
We took the city bus, which happens to be a double-decker, a mile up the road to Lansdowne Hill, overlooking the Bath countryside. We were heading to Hare and Hounds, a gastropub that had been recommended on a Facebook page I follow. We looked it up and were immediately sold.
Oh my gosh.
Is the sheep the white thing?
Yeah. Those are sheep. Oh my gosh.
Set in a gorgeous stone building with large windows and a cozy, quaint interior, this gastropub was the perfect setting for a Sunday roast. Everyone was warm and welcoming and chatted with us about our travels. We were given a table along the window overlooking the expansive countryside and outdoor patio and immediately ordered up some items off the Sunday menu.
Whoops. Scott already broke into his. So we got pigs in a blanket, which is nothing like you see in America. They make their own fire roasted pizza. Oliver got the penne pasta and I got the roasted chicken
Really got the margherita pizza.
Sunday roast, and I am so excited. We have a Spanish wine going on, and this is our view. Sticky toffee pudding.
Oh my gosh. This looks
Oh my gosh, go for it. Oh, yummy. Our dinner was phenomenal. So
good.
So good. Holy moly.
I'm not a sweets guy, but that was phenomenal. That was the best dessert. Sticky toffee pudding out of this world.
This was a meal that filled every sense, so much so that this might have been the best meal of the trip from a total experience perspective. Honestly, we didn't want to leave, so we let the kids run around for a bit and took our time heading out.
Are you happy?
This is so pleasant.
I don't think your grin could be any bigger.
So pleasant. It's ridiculous. Oliver's rolled down a hill.
Did you get grass stains?
We don't have
Am I gonna-
hills where we're from.
So apparently the bus has stopped service
At 5:48.
at 5:45. What time is it?
It's 7:23.
It's 7:23. So we have no bus home. It was what, a 15-minute drive? Up a very steep hill. We're not walking. You were the one managing the transportation, so don't point the finger.
My bad.
It's okay, it's all good. If worst comes to worst, we'll just walk an hour down a hill. Sounds fun.
Hands up. We're using Uber. The driver will be here in 6 minutes.
Good.
They have Uber in the English countryside, guys. So this is an adventure.
See?
Who knew that they had double-decker buses as like their regular buses?
It's amazing.
So cute. Yeah, so we don't get to take that home.
But what we do get to take home is a Hyundai Ioniq, which is Hyundai's new electric vehicle.
Ooh.
It's blue.
And that was it, the perfect final evening in the perfect town of Bath. After our Uber ride, we meandered through a picturesque part of town, stopped in the cutest bookshop, and quickly realized the kids were exhausted and ready to be back at the flat. Stay tuned for our next vlog. The next morning's run, where I went terribly wrong, driving on the wrong side of the road for the first time, our dreamy and most favorite Airbnb of the entire trip, and the Cotswolds villages, which were unlike anything we'd ever seen. You don't want to miss it, so please consider liking this video and subscribing. It really helps us out when you do. We are most grateful. Thanks for being here, and until the next adventure.